FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Let me just say a few words about the war against terror and what Pakistan's role in that would be. I already mentioned the parliamentary resolution. It's important to understand that after 9/11, General Musharraf took the view that the United States was going to attack Afghanistan and remove the Taliban from power. And you've all heard the famous phrase that when he was asked, "Are you with us or against us?" he decided to be with the US. It created a serious problem. The problem was that the people of Pakistan continued to be confused. Is this our war? Or are we fighting America's war? And as resentment built up, and it was not just in Pakistan, but in other parts of the Muslim world as well, about US foreign policy, and I'm not getting into whether that resentment is justified or not, a lot of people in Pakistan were not clear about the war objectives. You can't win a war unless the people are clear about what they are fighting for. The elected government, beginning with Prime Minister Gilani as soon as he was elected on the 24th of March, and then President Zadari when he was elected on the 6th of September, and now with the unanimous resolution of the joint session of Parliament, has made it clear that the war against terror is Pakistan's own war. Pakistan wants to fight terrorism to eliminate it, not to calibrate it. Pakistan wants to eliminate terrorism because terrorism is a threat to Pakistanis. More than 1,000 Pakistanis have been killed in the last 1 year in suicide bombings, including Benazir Bhutto, who was much beloved amongst Pakistanis. So there is a realization. Now, there is a minority in Pakistan, and of course, it's the old principle of journalism. 200 people shouting slogans and burning a flag are a much more photogenic scene for cable television than 200 people sitting like this and having a discussion about how not to be extremist or hardline. So the images that are portrayed to you from Pakistan are always that of the hardline, but it's a minority in Pakistan that are hardliners. It's a minority in Pakistan that support militancy and that have been sympathetic to the extremist groups. And the problem has been in government policy. The government has not been firm enough to mobilize public opinion because of political reasons that suited the dictatorial regime. They did not mobilize public opinion to isolate the extremists and make sure that a good strategy was created whereby those people in the federally administered tribal areas who could be engaged with were engaged with, and those who were irreconcilable could be fought effectively with the support of the people. I am happy to report that in the last few weeks, Pakistan's government has been able to enroll the support of the tribesmen in several parts of the federally administered tribal areas. And you've already read about the successes or at least some of the successes in Bajor, in Dir, in Swat. These are areas where Taliban or Al-Qaeda sympathizers virtually controlled vast tracts of territory or had influence there over them. But now the Pakistani military has not only killed a large number of militants and terrorists and their sympathizers and supporters, but has also helped the local people assert control and say, enough, we do not want terrorism in our region. And hopefully we will be able to take that to other parts of the federally administered tribal areas. We hope that we will take it to Waziristan, both north and south. And once we do that, we will hopefully be able to expel the foreign fighters, people from the Middle East and Central Asia and other parts of the world who form the network that is called Al-Qaeda, and the Taliban, who are their supporters and sympathizers. The attitude of the elected government is very simple. The elected government is not against religious conservatives in Pakistan. The religious conservatives are part of our Pakistani tradition. They have a seat, they have a place in our parliament. They have a seat at the table. They are part of our families. They are part of our life. But they do not have, and nobody has, the right to go around slitting people's throats because they think that these people do not implement Islam or do not practice Islam the way these people see it. So Pakistan has always had conservative groups. Pakistan has always had religious political parties which are similar to the religious groups that are active in politics in the United States, for example. But the Talibanization is a phenomenon that is relatively new, and it is now being actively fought.